podcast.
Assalamu alaikum, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Last Days podcast. I know you're wondering where we've been. Well, we've taken your feedback into consideration. We've gone back to the drawing board and we're going to try a different style with different guests talking about different topics. And inshallah, you guys will love this, enjoy it. We will try to be as consistent as possible, but I'm not promising that there's going to be an episode every Friday. But of course, that will be the aim because that's what we want you guys to be waiting for it and something for you to do on Friday, something to look forward to. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the guests we have with us today, Umar Isa. How you doing, bro?
Alhamdulillah.
You want to do your...
No, that's before I talk about something. Get it? Throwing me under the bus already.
Because
what are you going to do? I'm going to start singing or something. Do you want to do your... Why would you do that to me?
So Umar, for context of the viewers, anytime, mashallah, even when you message the brother, he says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So he always praises Allah. So he said also that, look, when I start talking, I'll have my little intro. I'll praise Allah. So I thought we'll just get that done, innit?
No, I'm not going to do it.
So alhamdulillah, that's your uniqueness.
Thank you so much.
Bro.
I think you wanted me to sing. I was like, huh?
You know what? Some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in this episode, bro, is definitely going to be making us sing. And of course, the legend, the main man, the big dog, Khalid.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Zishan?
Love to see you.
Alhamdulillah, bro.
How you been?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. I was waiting for you to throw me under the bus just then as well, but I thought, let me hold back.
I'll do it when it's least expected, inshallah.
I appreciate that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the topic that's on everyone's lips, what everyone's talking about, it's Jeffrey Epstein. Somebody that has implicated so many people that we've been forced, as we've been growing up, to respect, to adhere, to follow, to replicate. Oh, Elon Musk. Oh, look, he's making Tesla, SpaceX. Look, this guy's a genius. Remember back in the days, they used to make him seem like he's some sort of genius. Yeah. Now they try and make him seem like he's, mentally challenged or an extremist or whatever the case may be. Bill Gates. You know what I mean? Bill Clinton. Yeah, people say Bill Clinton, there's this guy. Like there was, somebody higher up that I met. And it's not taking anything away from it. He said, look, I've met a lot of royalty, a lot of people in high positions in my time, but no one can reach the level of Bill Clinton. Yeah, but you don't know what Bill Clinton was doing on the island. You know what I mean? There was a lot of madness going on. So a lot of people, some people that don't believe in conspiracies at all, for them, this is going to be a complete shock to the system. Complete shock. Like, how is this possible? Like, Bill Gates made Microsoft, we go on Excel, do Microsoft Word, we do all of this systems. And then Elon Musk, well, maybe for him, but it again is a shock to the system. What was you guys' initial kind of reaction? You're going to do your intro.
You know what I mean? You throw me. That's been on my mind. I'm just looking at you, not even listening to you, thinking, when do I say my thing?
Just been rehearsing it.
Can I just say that?
Yeah, do.
I start in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most just, most kind. And I send my peace and blessings on the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I just think Jeffrey's a nut job, bro, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, it's mad that we're in a kind of, the guy, how long has he been dead for now?
Brother, that's a really question.
If you're alive.
He's been dead for a few years.
Yeah.
You know what, actually, on a side note, my wife looked at me there and goes, I don't think he's dead. I went, where did you get this from?
100%.
She goes, I've just been looking on the internet. I went, you know what? You need to get off the internet. It's like so much, internet's crazy, bro. When you said to us, a message said, make sure you verify everything. Everything I thought was not even true. So I was just reading this stuff about him and going, this guy's just a psycho. But one thing I wanted to touch on, and we'll touch on in the podcast, inshallah, is the fact of power. It shows you what power makes people do. And ultimately, when they're going after these innocent little girls, it's just power. They want control over people. And Jeffrey Epstein, who's come up in a really strange way, I don't know if there's any reason why he had so much money. Allahu Alam, I don't really know much about it. Do you know much about how he had money, how he got the money? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. We'll get into that, inshallah. Okay. But short answer is Israel.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. The media is trying to frame it like it's a Russian operation, but that's pathetic. Yeah. So I say, okay, Epstein was Jewish. pro-Israeli. Ghislaine Maxwell was Jewish. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was also Jewish and was Mossad. It's proven now. And in the Jeffrey Epstein's letters, or rather the files that have come out, he's talking using words like goyim. That word is so common, and that's like a derogatory way of saying non-Jew, like a kafir. So
but
when
it's
you're
worse
looking,
than that.
so look, and then he's speaking to Ehud Barak, the ex president of Israel. I don't think he's not the president of Israel at this moment in time.
No.
So he's speaking to him, and there's voice recordings. He never met Putin, but yet they're making it seem like, oh, you don't
See what Piers Morgan said the other day? He goes, the money he got was from Russia. He actually said it on his show.
That's pathetic. That's because his show is pretty much owned by Rupert Murdoch. And Rupert Murdoch has been linked there as well.
Did you hear what Putin said before the files got leaked? He goes, in a small amount of time, you'll start to see what these blood-sucking vampires actually do. And a lot of that information started coming out. And it's interesting that he didn't see him. People can make their own judgment, but it's about connecting the dots.
Epstein was trying to get Putin. He tried everything. Putin's name is mentioned like 1,000 times, but that's because they're talking about him. So they tried to get him, but they failed. But so was there anything else and any other impressions that you got when you were kind of looking into it? By the way, I don't think your missus's idea is completely outlandish, because a lot of people are saying that because he was wanted by a lot of people, it doesn't make sense for him to commit or to end his life, but it makes sense that his life was ended for him, or he's been transported somewhere else or whatever it is. But that's and plus his body. I don't think his body was shown, was it?
No, they showed the ear. And that's where they get the kind of the comparisons of his ear and all that kind of stuff. They didn't show really much.
So the guy hung himself, and all that remains of him is the ear. How does that make any sense?
No, the photo they showed is weird. They just kept comparing his ear. That's what the internet's mad. But even remember the timing when he got strangled. That video, there's no video there.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, there's no video evidence, and all the guards were asleep, and no one heard a thing. How convenient!
And they were very nonchalant after the event as well.
Sounds like a good Bollywood movie.
Bro, how convenient that the guy that has dirt on Donald Trump, pretty much the most powerful man on the planet, well, to us lay people, then that's also got, information on Elon Musk, Bill Gates, that can pretty much take the West down. This guy suddenly decides to take his own life, and there's no camera footage, and all the guards are asleep, and no one heard a thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's from the same playbook, isn't it? They're used to pulling the wool over people's eyes. And so even if you look at the Bin Laden situation, when Bin Laden died, he was the most wanted man on planet Earth at the time. And what did they show you? A group of people sitting on a table going, oh my God, he's dead. And then all of a sudden you got John Cena in WWE saying, we have apprehended Bin Laden or whatever.
That's mad, isn't it?
But then we've never seen his body. He's the most wanted man on earth. You've never seen his body. You've never seen, we've just dumped him to sea because that's what's right to do. Come on, man. But the problem is we're biblical. We're the ones who are blind to this, that just go, okay, and we believe it. And going back to what you just said there, what you asked earlier was, I wasn't surprised by any of this. Like I've been waiting for this kind of stuff to happen.
You're conspiracy nut,
you called me Ike a few weeks back, which is and it's like I'm genuinely of the opinion that this guy's not dead, absolutely not dead. But then there's also other stuff around these files. But what I wanted to address was the general public's consensus on this, which is, look, for the longest period of time, we've been taught to trust our governments. We've been taught to trust those people in power. And so for the layperson watching this, on a regular basis, since COVID, what's happened is our paradigm of trust has been shattered. So just think about that from a more micro lens, which is when your trust has been betrayed by anyone, how do you feel? You start doubting yourself, you start doubting other things, you start going into forms of anxiety. Now, if you're general on a macro level, where you feel like governments should have your best interest at heart, where they should be benefiting you, your families are safe under them, now are being exposed as being the most, lewd and out there type people. You're now scared in that world of where do I go? Who do I trust? And that's a really crippling feeling for a lot of people. And I think because of the amount of information that's been dumped on us, We haven't had the time to process this.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's been redacted from the files.
Yeah.
And as Muslims, we're told also in the Quran as well that, whenever we're given knowledge, we verify it.
Yeah.
We don't take it at face value. It's the same with these files as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in there that we need to take with a pinch of salt. We can't necessarily take everything and believe everything, because some have been strategically blacked out, some names, some have been strategically left in because of whom they want to implicate, because it's was it DOJ,
DOJ,
Department of Justice of America.
But it's been strategically dumped on us as well.
Yeah.
Who dumps 3 million files? Who on earth is going to sift through 3 million files, bro?
Yeah.
And so what you're looking for is needles in haystacks right now.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is you're actually going mad. And the one thing I genuinely wanted to address is
Prince Andrew.
Yeah, not just him, just yet.
Bro, that guy always catching strays whenever Epstein's files get
he's
released.
like that guy, that.
Who's he pissed off, bro? That every day he's on his all fours, he's hugging some woman, he's doing some madness, he's getting cussed by his own royal family. Yeah. Bro, that guy is constantly getting it in the neck, bro.
And Charles excommunicated him from his position a while back because he knew it was coming. You knew this kind of.
Even Bill Gates' wife, she left him as well, because Bill Gates apparently he was trying to get because he had STD, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to get antibiotics.
Trying to get the antibiotics to his missus,
but
allegedly.
But the thing is, look, let's not forget the whole Clinton's fiasco with Lewinsky.
Yeah,
that took place. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying is we trust these people, we put them in high esteem, but they fall from grace on a regular basis in front of us.
So for the viewers that don't know, because Clinton was from our days, Bill Clinton was the president of the United States, and he had an affair with one of his underlings, and then he came on camera saying, "I did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky," and all the body study experts could see that the guy was lying through his teeth. And she came out, she wrote a book, and no,
it's important to do, and it was apparently done in the Oval Office as well. And so but again, and we'll probably touch on this kind of stuff, and I like to kind of go into esoteric type of understandings. Even doing an act like that in the Oval Office, so a room from which justice should be served, you're defacing that. And there is something about the defacement of things which are supposed to be good. I'm going to use holy in inverted commas because we'll come to that probably later on. The desecration of such things is very important for various individuals who seem to be inclined towards worshipping various entities other than God. I'll leave it there.
I think that's so true, man. What you said is where do you come to a stage of when you're growing up, you look at prime ministers, you look at presidents, you look at leaders, and you think these people are leading us. But the older you get, the more you understand is no one's actually here for you, they're in it for themselves.
100%.
Politics is a personal game, and they try to framework it as they're looking to help us. I mean, if we break it down and go to our local councils, if we even go to them, we go to higher office, nothing's happening for the person. And all we're doing is we're paying, in England, we're paying taxes and nothing's coming from it. But it goes all the way back to what I said in the beginning about power. You know, how they are really, really sick individuals. It's like they get into a certain position in life. I remember a brother told me once, music game, I'm from the music game, so I know a lot about the music game, and he was talking about, he was like, in the music game, these big musicians will get every type of woman they want, every type of woman. Eventually, bro, they don't want that anymore. They then move to the same sex. And this is literally what's happening in these kind of worlds. Remember back in the day when they used to say that the statesmen used to like little boys. It's the same thing that's happening right now, but it's being covered in this kind of pretentious kind of thing of, oh, no, you know, these are the leaders of the world. We hear, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about them. They're the mischief causes of the world. And Epstein is seems like he just had everybody under his, you know, like they said he had a little black book, right? And it's like had everyone's name in there, you know, blackmail. Blackmail is the best way to get these guys, but it doesn't even work anymore, bro, in opinion. If you think about it, look at Donald Trump. That guy he's like a cat, bruv. This guy's got more lives than anything, bro. He can do anything. He can say anything. Imagine he campaigned, I'm going to release the files. And when he got into power, what did he do? He's trying to stop them. Stop coming out.
He probably went through them and went, no.
The deadline was actually about a year ago.
Yeah.
So Biden had them.
Yeah.
Biden
that's true. Why didn't he release them? You know what I'm saying?
Even when you see these guys like you saw in this country, Nigel Farage dancing with Priti Patel. Over there in America, you're seeing Donald Trump having a casual conversation with Obama, that famous clip, and then Kamala Harris looks back and they stop talking. And then when she looks forward again, they carry on talking again. So there's not even trust amongst wolves as well.
Wow.
And what's interesting over here is that Epstein was convicted in 2008. Yeah. And Elon Musk was emailing him asking for the wildest parties in 2013. So that came, a lot of this stuff, a lot of these emails, a lot of these back and forths was after he was convicted.
Yeah, it's mad.
So they knew that this is what he's done, yet it comes back to your point. Power. Power ki baat hai.
It's power, but when you have that much
Not power. Power.
When you have that much power, you actually think you're untouchable. And I'm going to put this out there on a whim. I still think to some degree these people are somewhat untouchable. And even this information is manufactured, delivered, and it's here for a reason. We're just the pawns on the chessboard, bro. Like you think we're going to receive all of this information all of a sudden. Come on, man. It's there for a reason. And it's for us now to sift through that. We're talking about this podcast being the last days. The last days is all about Dajjal. It's all about deception. And that thing which seems correct will be false, and that thing which is false seems correct. So it's a very difficult thing for us to have to sift through ourselves. And when you're overloaded with that much information, what it does is it makes you so busy searching for certain things that things are now going to start going over your head. Don't forget, diversion tactics have always been used by the powers that be. And whatever's going on underneath the surface while this is apparent, Allahu A'lam, bro.
It's like George Carlin said, isn't it? He goes, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
Yeah, facts.
And that's the thing. Like, if we're not in the club, then we're pawns. They're literally going to be redacting who they want, putting across who they want. And even when it comes to their own people, but it can be interpreted this way or that way. Like, Donald Trump is actually saying after the release of these files, do you see? I've been freed from this now.
He's a psychopath, bro.
I mean, there was what was it? I want to get this right. In the files, the most damning thing against Trump was a 14-year-old girl that claims that he raped her.
Yes.
How is he saying, do you see these files? They shown that I'm innocent now. I was waiting for these files to come out.
Because he's a gaslighting master.
The only reason he can even do that, bro, is because he knows exactly who his followers are. This guy's come into power twice. So he knows he's untouchable when it comes to that really stupid voter community that's voting this guy. And I can't even believe he got voted in the first time. You know, when he was running, I was like, no way. Hillary Clinton, in my opinion, bro, she is something else, bro. She is are we allowed to say she's a shaitan, innit? Mini little Dajjal, innit? Yeah, she's an evil woman, bro, yeah? And then I thought, oh, no, this woman's going to come in power. Then Donald Trump. I'm sitting there thinking, nah. Donald Trump, bro, I miss Barack Obama when this guy came in. And that's what I'm talking about. Donald Trump, he doesn't matter, bro. He can say anything. When I see Donald Trump, I'm thinking, this guy is, bro, he's titanium. This brother can say whatever he wants.
True,
bro.
man,
This guy, bro, I can guarantee he's going to have a third term. Watch.
But he's going to block the election, so he does.
Bro, he's going to get a third term.
I'm going to stop the election.
He's going to change the laws. He's going to change the laws, bro, for himself. Watch. He's already got the 2028 hat on.
Bro, it's what you were saying, that as soon as they caught Osama bin Laden, they sent John Cena in the ring to announce it. Bro,
and the way he does, we have apprehended and put to a final end. It was like, it's so dramatic as well. Like he did it.
It's so Hollywood.
It's indicative of the American public.
And it's their culture,
And Dave Chappelle's stand-up comedy, where he says when 9/11 happened, one of the people they were interviewing was Ja Rule.
That's a brilliant skit.
He goes, I'm scared to death. I don't want to dance. And that's indicative. That's what they do, isn't it?
He goes, of all people, they got Ja Rule. He's brilliant.
Can I touch on something actually about you're saying about the Bin Laden thing? It's crazy, bro. Look what they are. And this is what I think, because alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us akal. We think outside the box as Muslims. I believe we do, alhamdulillah. A lot of Muslims do, right? Because we don't busy ourselves with this. Listen, I also want to say, and I think you guys will agree, that all the brothers and sisters who are watching this, don't get too delved into the Epstein thing, because it's not going to benefit your deen or your dunya.
Trust me.
Look at the brothers who are doing it, like really educated brothers who are talking about it, but don't go too deep into it. I've heard scholars say that, because you get lost, your ibadah gets lost in it. Your time of salah, your time of reflecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because these guys are shayateen. And these guys are on this dunya to cause mischief. Like, look at Epstein's bank account, bro. It was called Baal, right?
Mad.
And that's
Baal, yeah.
but it's in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions these false gods. I guarantee you, bro, all these people who are the enemies of the deen, they study the deen. They study Islam more than the normal Muslim because they want to see little bits and they say and all that kind of stuff. Every speaker's corner conversation between a Christian and Muslim, bro, always talk about Aisha, the Allah's age. Always. It doesn't go past it. Anything I've seen so many of yours, they will throw it in all the time. Not even in context. What about Aisha? I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about something else. But they throw it in. It's causing confusion and all that. Quickly going back to the Bin Laden thing, bro. When they killed Saddam Hussein, they aired it live on TV. These people, when they shot Gaddafi live. They would if it was Osama bin Laden, it wasn't. That man died years ago.
But I'm telling you,
he had dialysis problem, allegedly, whatever.
No, he did.
I'm with you, but,
there's papers out that you can find where he had it.
Right, but the layman doesn't believe it. I remember when I said to my older brother, I said, bro, Obama, I watched a documentary about Obama, you're on YouTube, I said, bro, Obama's dangerous. And my brother looked at me and he goes, bro, my life's hard. I raised my kids. I work 9 to 5. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear about it.
This is what I mean. This is what
I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear. I don't want you to ruin my vision of an Afro-American man, African-American coming into power. I think it's a great thing. Leave me alone. And I was like, oh my gosh.
But this is it, but that's the thing in it.
Because he bombed 7 majority Muslim countries.
Yeah, he did. He done all the drone strikes,
and he still maintained his Nobel Peace Prize, which is the greatest irony of all. So
that's a joke, that organization, anyway, bro.
But the thing is, going on to what you just said there, it's much easier for someone to believe something that makes somewhat plausible sense, rather than for you to, like I said at the beginning, rather than for you to shatter that paradigm. Now, what am I supposed to believe? I'm supposed to believe shards and scattered glass, which is very uncomfortable. It can actually jub you. It can pierce you. It can injure you. When you put it back together, the image isn't clear anymore. And that's very unsettling for many people. And you have to understand that. And they're not there to be able to seek therapy or understand that they need to make sense of these things. So I'd rather make sense of what's apparent to me, even if it's said by a shaitan, but he doesn't look like a shaitan to me. So I'm going to go with this now. Like your mate just said there, the system has exhausted me so much to the point where I don't want to hear this, bro.
Plus, I think we're creatures of habit. We like order, we like consistency, and we like the fact that there's a hierarchy, that you got the president overseeing us. There's organizations in place. There's the transport, NHS, and all of this. And when we find out, no, the NHS information was actually going to be, signed off by Palantir, and Palantir is going to be given to Israel, and this and that. And even when the police stop you, they use nice systems, and nice system gives data to Israel and stuff like that. Oracle, owned by Larry Ellison, and
Celebrate.
You know what I mean? And all of this information. So a person's like, nah. You know what? It's like the bald guy from the Matrix saying, you know what, send me back in. Like, I don't remember any of this. I know this steak is, fake and it's part of the Matrix and sending signals to my brain, but ignorance is bliss. And that was his line.
So from a well-being point of view, just to touch on that and where these files and this dumping of 3 million files, that overwhelm and that level of dumping on your well-being is going to be excruciating. Like you said, some of the scholars are like, don't delve into this too much. Let me be very clear. In the line of work that I do, the only people apart from probably me, I deal with crisis teams, right? So we're doing like suicide, that type of stuff. Police officers, right, are dealing with that kind of really fringe, dark underbelly of what's happening in society, right? Maybe some nurses are seeing things like that. We have to seek out our own therapy. So I have supervision, for example. If I've got a really hard, difficult case of, I don't know, somebody got hanged and then thrown in a river, and now I'm speaking to their survivors, for example. That's going to affect me personally because it's very deep, it's very dark, it's very explicit, it's quite graphic. Now I will go to my supervisor and I'm able to offload with my supervisor, who can then help me to disseminate what I've heard. If it's too heavy, my supervisor goes, you need to now go to your therapist and hash this out. So there is a system by which to offload this type of information so that you don't become desensitized to the heavy material that you are experiencing. What we're getting in this material is not just overload, not just overwhelm, but you're dealing with very dark material that most people aren't ready to absorb. And you've got no outlet. You've got nowhere to discuss this. But we're now talking about the murdering of children or the graping of this. And, it's such it's debauchery on a level that most normal people wouldn't have conversations about.
Yeah.
Where's that stuff going other than diving itself straight into your unconscious? You think that ain't going to come up again? You think that's not going to come up at some point and desensitize you to this information, where if these people now decide to, off the back of this, start lowering the age of consent, start making, I don't know, certain things legal, don't be surprised if that happens off the back of this in a couple of years, because everyone's now desensitized to it.
Yeah, they're trying to normalize.
I've actually said, I spoke to I was speaking once to somebody and I said, it's going to come a time when pedophilia will be legalized.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, because they're getting to that stage. Even in
I'm seeing headlines.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about Hollywood it's called The One. I recommend people to watch it if it's around on YouTube anymore. It's called The One, and it's about Hollywood and the people in Hollywood fighting Congress. Right. They're passing a bill, trying to, where they're saying that, you know, a sexual orientation with any age is okay. They're trying to pass a thing. It's these producers who have come together, because Hollywood is a sick world. The music industry is a sick world. And I'll give you an example. We're so not used to what you just said, my bro. Like, we're not used to this as human beings. We're not used to seeing madness happening. So when you hear a woman like Erica Kirk, for example, was a part of an organization before she got with Charlie Kirk, which was in what country was it? She was in Europe somewhere, where they said that there was a children there, and then she was a part of it, and then all of a sudden children, allegedly, there's all of the, and then allegedly who her parents are, and how she got with Charlie Kirk, and all that kind of thing, and you're listening to this stuff and you're reading it, and that Candace Owens is mad, she's proper after them at the moment. And when you hear this stuff, a normal mind is not believing that. A normal human mind is thinking, no, I take my kids to school, waking up, I'm bringing them back home, having my dinner, watching EastEnders in England, for example, and I'm just getting on my life. I can't believe that this woman who looks so normal, or these people who look so normal, like Peter Mandelson, bro. Like you were telling me before when we were talking of, he was telling Tony Blair exactly what to be, rolling sleeves and all that kind of. And imagine, this guy's a sick individual. Has his lordship even gone yet? Have they taken that off him yet?
Not yet. I don't think so.
Yeah, they're not going to take it off him probably, because they're going to because bro, you know what the news is? We quickly forget, bro. We're in the TikTok generation. Yes. This is going to be gone, finished, and we're going to move on to the next thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a constant battle that we're finding as we are growing up. And there's one thing I said to my friend the other day. I said, the older I get, the more I understand the saying that, you know, as a believer holding a hot coal. Yeah, man. It's getting harder and harder to be a believer. Telling you. Because you're constantly fighting the system in every single angle. You know, if you're getting the halal mortgage, if you're doing this, if you're staying away from music, if you're staying away from movies, if you're in this kind of world, if you're dealing with people, you're outside. When you meet new people, it's a struggle. You can't shake the woman's hand. That's an internal struggle. You're like, what am I going to say? I don't want to offend somebody. It's a constant struggle for a believer. And everything is being pushed against the believers, even our Muslim countries, bro. Like, we go to Pakistan. Look at the state of Pakistan. You know, and
it's all right, isn't it?
You'd love it. You'd love Pakistan. I know you would.
What's wrong with Pakistan?
Pakistan.
Let him do his point, bro. You just keep derailing. First, you throw him under the bus.
Pakistan is mad, bro.
What?
Pakistan's moving mad, bro.
Don't say that, bro.
Mad.
He's getting next week, probably. That's why I'm going
to go there. We're talking about the rise of the Phoenix, Mr. Nawaz Sharif, and how where did you see it?
In Nike Town.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Bro, anytime a new kid's born, innit? And anytime a new kid's born, anytime a new baby is born, they say his hair looks like Nawaz Sharif's, innit? Now, anytime I see a baby, bro, because they got that on the side, innit?
Bro, you gotta put a picture up of him. Make sure you put a picture up.
Bro. Yeah. For Nawaz Sharif. Okay, so Theodor Adorno, I think he's a German philosopher, if I'm not mistaken. He actually made this point quite a while back, saying that music, movies, magazines, entertainment, all of these things are used to distract us from, number one, understanding how badly we're being screwed over, i.e. the political system, to find out what's going on, and number two, finding out our purpose. And if you look with the Dawah stalls, you ask the brothers when they stop people, you say, oh, what's your purpose? Where do you believe that you came from? And how? A lot of them go, no, I haven't really given them much thought. Why? Because the rat race is so intense, it doesn't allow you to think of anything else. It just doesn't permit you, because I have to pick the kids up, then I have to do this, then I have to we're both working, and you know, the babysitter's coming, this and that. They don't have time. And then on top of that, you try to tell them that the system that is supposed to be looking after you, that's supposed to be sustaining you and feeding you, it's built on a lie. It's a matrix. And that's why Morpheus is like, a lot of these guys cannot be unplugged.
100%.
Now here's the thing. When it comes to this sort of knowledge, you've got some people that will take this information and do nothing with it. Just go in a rabbit hole and, oh, did you know this happened and that happened? Okay. But convert that now to knowledge. Because if you convert that information to knowledge, what knowledge does is, by definition, it inspires change.
Yeah.
So if knowing all of this stuff, you're like, damn, there's so much evil and corruption and this and that. I need to make sure I'm around, and I need to make sure that the circle of friends around me are solid. Yeah, I need to change my friends. I need to make sure that I work on being self-employed, so eventually I can, move somewhere else. Or I need to make sure that, I start getting on my prayers. Yeah, and get that connection with my Lord, because I don't know, if I was in their position, maybe I'd be emailing the guy as well, trying to get on the island like Elon Musk. Because Elon Musk, he's saying, oh yeah, I didn't really care about it and this and that. But Elon Musk is begging him, like, yeah, so can I come? Yeah. And then Epstein's like, and he's telling his PA or whatever. PA, just deal with that, innit? And she's like, yeah, Epstein's going to be busy this weekend. Maybe some other time we'll let you know, and then we'll, arrange something. But the guy looks so pathetic. So what is this?
How has that clown denied that, by the way? Has he said anything about that?
Who?
Elon Musk.
No, Elon Musk is gaslighting, saying, nah, it's nonsense. And you know what? It's the media that's twisting everything. And you know what? No, I'm not linked with it, affiliated. He's trying everything. But anytime this guy, because he's so inextricably linked with Tesla, anytime this guy does something, Tesla shares drop. People lose money based on anything that this guy does. Yeah. And the other thing is, and a lot of scholars have made these points, that, this... like 11 and 33 and these things. So even when we look at the last three surahs of the Quran, the believer is supposed to be reciting them morning and evening, to protect ourselves from magic, both known and unknown, and evil eye and this and that. And a lot of people take this stuff for granted. Yeah. But a lot of scholars say that if you look at the wording, if you look at the preciseness of the ayats, it can even protect you from the magic of today as well. Yeah, and that's what makes the Quran timeless. That's what makes the deen timeless. Yeah. And that's very important. A lot of people fail to understand. And these sorts of things, like even back in our days, we had arrivals and phase 3 and all of this sort of stuff. If that didn't motivate you to become more practicing, more religious, and be more closer to your creator, then what's the point of having this information? I think that's what it boils down to. It's supposed to motivate change, especially when you notice that a lot of these files, they were actually actively speaking against Muslims.
Yes, and that,
the news, because there's so many files, you can literally pick the files that you want and create a narrative of choice. Now, those people that are into interfaith dialogue and debating atheists and Christians, they will be familiar with a bunch of names that were very big in the atheist world. Richard Dawkins, Lawrence Krauss, and Stephen Hawking.
That's Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Have you seen that picture? With Jannah? That's really...
No, but the amount of memes, because the guy's on a wheelchair, innit? And he can barely speak, he can barely move, but he's got 2 bikini women on his right and left.
That's
and the memes are crazy.
Is it true that he was on the island as well? Or is that just
it's
allegedly?
Allegedly, but I haven't heard anybody dispute that.
Okay.
Yeah. But the memes are hilarious, just showing, when he arrives on the island, there's that scene from 3 Idiots that he just stands up and then he's just ready for action. You know what I mean? Like it's all a facade.
It's all a facade, exactly.
Till he reaches the island and then it lets loose. But these are the very guys like Stephen Hawking saying, we're chemical scum on an ordinary planet, going around an ordinary star in an ordinary solar system. Like we're just scum. Yeah. That Richard Dawkins saying, we don't need God, and God, whoever believes in God is pathetic. Lawrence Krauss saying, we came from nothing. And he's written a whole book on nothing, which is actually something. And these 3 individuals are constantly bashing Islam and saying, we don't need God for morality. God knows when they were even writing that. Were they on the island when they were writing it? Were they, with Epstein when they were writing it? Because all, at least Dawkins and Krauss, there's pictures of them with Epstein.
Yeah, that's right.
With Hawking's, my man's actually made it on the island.
No, I haven't seen
That
it.
picture is
I haven't seen the picture.
there's a picture of him, Jannah. He's just lying there, and there's just like these two Dimia next to him, and he's just got like a cocktail in his hand. I don't know how he's holding it, but it's.
Does he have a cocktail?
I think it might be a doctored one or something.
Yeah.
But it's a similar picture, but lots of people are using the same sort of
Oh my
image. Oh,
gosh.
it's bad.
There's one of like somebody in a wheelchair, like in the ocean, just
Oh my god! Yeah.
just trying to
Yeah.
get somewhere there, and at the top there's writing of Stephen Hawking.
It's
trying to
interesting
get to
what
the
you said
island.
though, bro, about the three individuals. It's like they are again putting a narrative out there which is against the normal kind of nature of, you know, the fitra, the normal goodness that we have.
Yeah.
They're telling you everything because their followers are going to be like, you know, I can do anything I want then really. There's no God. Because look, the way I live my life, we all live our life is we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why we don't do bad, because we know there's going to be a consequence to what we do, right? And what you said about these three guys, they're saying all this stuff which is against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it makes people then think, yeah, do you know what? I can do what I want. So me
Yeah.
just being with a little young girl, or me going this and graping someone and all that, it's fine. Who's judging me? I do what I want. I feel what I want to do. So it's really interesting, man, that these guys, the narrative they paint, man. subhanallah.
You know what's crazy? Like Piers Morgan, anytime, like there was a genocide taking place, yeah, and all Piers Morgan could muster up was, "Do you condemn Hamas?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his favorite thing.
That was his favorite line. I think anytime we speak to an atheist now, because their main guys have been implicated, do you condemn Richard Dawkins? Do you condemn Lawrence Krauss? Do you condemn my main man, Stephen Hawking?
Jannah's getting it. Innit?
It's too funny,
Man,
bro.
Yeah, it's too much.
The memes, bro.
I know it's
the
really bad, man.
memes.
But yeah,
Because you just don't expect that from
What do
certain-
people say though? Have you had that conversation with an atheist?
What in terms of condemn, bro? They're quiet, and their thing is, look, we're not all one entity, and you know, I don't need to condemn that, and you know, that's so he can do whatever he wants. But when it comes to Muslims, oh no, we're supposed to condemn every single thing.
Yeah.
That's like someone does something in Rochdale. No, somebody in Malaysia needs to condemn that.
Yeah,
You have to condemn grooming gang,
Yeah.
even though in Malaysia you got nothing to do with that. No, you have to condemn it.
Yeah.
ISIS flipping in Iraq. No, somebody in bloody Timbuktu.
Yeah.
He has to condemn it.
Yeah.
Why? Because no, it's a Muslim doing
Exactly.
it. But when it comes to the most prolific groomer in this country was actually a church minister called Neville Husband. Oh no, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or what's his name? The kiddie fiddler on BBC.
Savile.
Yeah,
Jimmy, yeah.
flipping Jimmy. Jimmy will fix it, bro.
Jim will fix it.
Yeah.
Now then.
Flipping heck, bro.
Shows you how old I am, innit?
Bro, you know what I mean? Like that sort of stuff. Like whenever it comes to them, oh no. You can't blame the whole religion or the whole ideology on the actions of a few. Bro, these are your heads.
Yeah, man.
Bro, the bestseller book on atheism was written by Dawkins.
Yeah.
So, and you guys were promoting it in your heyday. What about now? Oh no. This it's nothing to do with us.
And this is what you said earlier, which is like, you know, it should make you to start praying more or whatever it might be. But all of this stuff should be a confirmation of your Islam.
Oh yes.
You know, this is a real
Alhamdulillah.
confirmation.
Yeah.
Like the powers that be, the ultimate powers that be, when you used to think about it in your small circles as if it was a conspiracy, oh, the world is against Islam because Islam is the antidote to all of this. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there,
It
man.
increases my iman, bro.
Yeah, absolutely,
It
because
increases my iman.
these top dogs with all the money in the world are like, we need to collapse this thing here.
Yeah.
There we are. Why, man? We all the whole time we've been saying this.
Yeah.
Do you remember some
there it is.
examples from the files?
I know it was something to do with I can't remember explicitly, but the Kiswa thing is really got to me. As everyone's talking about the whole Kiswa thing, that the Kiswa got sent, etc. But there was something about
Maybe break it down for the people that don't know.
the Kiswa.
Yeah.
So the Kiswa is the cloth that covers the Kaaba.
Yeah.
And the Kaaba is the center point from where that's our Qibla, that's our directional location for when we pray. Everyone goes there for pilgrimage and people circumambulate the Kaaba. And in that email, bro, if you read what was in that email, which is this cloth has probably been touched by X amount of Muslims. Their hopes, their tears, their prayers have been, you know, almost entrenched into this cloth. And let's not forget, it's not the cloth that's worshipped or anything like that. Even Umar ibn Khattab said it once. He goes, you know, I'd rather that the Muslims eat than the Kaaba be clothed, because there was a time when there was no cloth on the Kaaba. Anyway, but people run to try and touch that cloth. They want a piece of that in their home. And it's actually sacrilege from an Islamic point of view to actually give something like that to a non-Muslim. You're not actually allowed Islamically to give something like that to a non-Muslim. Yet not one but two pieces were given. We don't know how big those pieces were either. The pieces, regardless of it being embroidered or not, the inner embroidery has the name of Allah on it. So if you look very closely, if you take a picture, you zoom in, it has the name of Allah.
It becomes worse and worse the more this guy's talking about it.
So now let me break it down to you. Iblis has a fascination with Allah. He wants to be like Allah.
Yeah.
My own personal opinion is he's always had this. The reason why you've got so many religions, pantheistic religions that deal with triune godheads, is because he wants to be one of the three. He wanted to be one of the three. Yeah. He wanted it to be...
In the Bible, he's called the God of the world.
The God, yeah. So he wanted it to be Allah, Jibreel, and him. Like that, this is the crew. Like Allah's on the top, but we're the generals. We can. And when he was rejected, ar-rajim, that means to be rejected. He was rejected, an outcast. So he's like, right, okay, I'm going to lay in wait for them. This is in the Quran. From their left, from their right, from the top, I'm going to attack them from wherever I can. Even if you look at where Shaitan's throne is, Iblis's throne is on water.
Yeah.
So he's trying to emulate everything that Allah does. But he's from the jinn. And the jinn world does everything in opposites. Don't forget, what's dirty to them is clean to us. What's clean to us is dirty to them. In order for you to perform something of extreme sacrilege, you need an item or a token in order to do that. Now, what better token to have than the cloth that clothes the Kaaba?
Yeah.
Now, na'udhu billah min dhalik, this is conjecture. We don't know if this is what's happened or not, allegedly, but come on, man. What's it doing in that person's house? Going back to the children, I'm trying to tie this all in. Bro, I don't actually think the children part of things is what these people are going after. I don't think that they have a lust for children generally. I think it becomes something that they adopt. The child is the ultimate sacrifice. You're talking about Baal. Baal was... He's a god from ancient Mesopotamia that people would sacrifice children to. Moloch was the same thing. He was the bullhead that people used to sacrifice their children to. Why a child? Because the child is seen as the ultimate in purity. The innocence of everything is embroiled in that child. When you give that child up, when you make that a sacrifice, from that you are then given wealth, power, etc. It's that whole thing that goes back to a genie saying to Aladdin, what 3 wishes do you want? But it comes at a price. So you will receive your status, you will receive your power, you will receive your wealth, but it comes at a cost of what? Your iman. It comes at a cost of who you are as an individual. Will give you all the material of the world. Because don't forget, even in the time of Ilyas, that's where Baal is mentioned. Right? At the time of Ilyas, there were around about 450 prophets of Baal at the time. And who were they? They were the influencers of the time. So they were like we have the celebrities now, we have the politicians now. The priests of Baal were those people at the highest echelons of their society telling the people, this is what we need to do. Nothing's changed, bro. Nothing's changed. So the use of that kiswa, Allahu A'lam, we don't know, it's allegedly. Why was it sent to somebody like that? Personally, I believe that the most heinous type of sacrilege would have been performed on that kiswa.
So another thing that kind of came up in the Epstein files was it was a French board member in a Turkish college, and they actually complained to Epstein about the increase of conservative Islam in Turkey.
That's right.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So the fact that why are you telling Epstein? What's that going to achieve? And what did Epstein say? He said, go to Bill Gates. Yeah. Why? What's Bill Gates going to do? So there is a clear system. Surely he's told him to go to Bill Gates because he's got connections with Bill Gates, because Bill Gates has done something in the past, all allegedly and all that sort of stuff. But what's very interesting is that it ties in with this notion that there are people that are threatened by Islam. There are people that see Islam as an active threat, not in terms of like violence or anything, but in terms of ideology. Why?
Absolutely.
Because it cuts down a lot of industries that are needed to keep the West up.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the alcohol industry, it's massive.
Gambling.
Yeah. So with the alcohol industry, the thing is that it's actually Christianity. It's part like they believe in the Eucharist, where after consecration, which is a process that they impart on the bread and the red wine, they believe it turns into the body of Christ and the blood of Christ. Yeah. So it's part of their religion to drink. I was speaking to a Jewish guy. He was saying, yes. When I was saying, it's not in Judaism to drink, he said, no, we do drink. And we get drunk as well. Yeah. It's part of our religion to get drunk. I asked them a couple of times, and it's on Smile to Jannah Extra. I put it up. Like, they're not hiding that. And you got some Jews saying, oh, no, I don't do that. And this, yeah, but you drink.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, you still drink.
Yeah.
In our faith, there's a no on alcohol.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Gambling, like you mentioned, a big industry here, where even top G, who regards himself the top G, now he's become the bottom G. Yeah. And this guy, he took a gambling thing as well. You're supposed to be escaping the matrix. Yeah. He just admitted, we've got Israeli tech teams.
Yes, they did.
And then Tristan Tate, his brother, goes, my girlfriend is Israeli as well. Flipping heck. They admitting it.
Yeah.
And then he also said that Israeli tech teams are so influential that they can shut off our business. Like, that's how much control they have. You doofuses, you've just admitted you're compromised. Like, get off the screen. You're finished now. You're game over. So when it comes to that sort of stuff, definitely shows how influential and practical Islam is. So you got alcohol, gambling, says no to adultery. And like the one who owns, I think it's called Mind Geek, who owns all of these major pornographic sites.
It's a rabbi,
it's called Rabbi Solomon Friedman.
Yeah, he's like a
Did you see the interview on that PBD guy?
I did. I saw the whole thing.
I couldn't believe it.
I saw the whole thing.
I couldn't believe it.
Now if you want to be technical, look, he's one of the people that has control over it. Blah blah blah. But he's involved.
Oh no,
He's involved.
It's because it's
and the guy that owns OnlyFans as well.
Yeah.
Leonard Radvinsky or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's others, like some say, I haven't verified it myself, but Grindr and all of these other sites as well. So the thing now is
allegedly.
Yeah. We should put that underneath of the whole podcast.
Exactly.
Allegedly. It's a banner.
So all of these things, all of these major industries.
When he said that, I've never done allegedly.
I've never?
He said the grinder. Never seen that allegedly.
No, I haven't seen that information.
He's got you back nice.
No, information.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's evidence.
Allegedly.
But I didn't say I haven't seen the site. No. So these websites are crazy, but alhamdulillah, I've never gone.
But did you see the email that
yeah.
she sent him, Galen sent to Ezra, when she was talking about how Jews are clever? She goes, the Ashkenazi Jew.
Oh,
she was talking about how they're inferior. They actually say it openly, bro.
They did.
It's pro kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see just little kind of nuanced conversations they have with each other.
Talking about IQ and how Jews have more of an IQ than non-Jews and stuff like this, which is proven to be false anyway.
When it was compared, to like normal Europeans, it was meant to be like on average or below them or some, I don't know.
Absolutely, either equal or
it wasn't
like,
it wasn't.
So even when you're dealing with that sort of stuff, and Krauss.
Yeah, I heard about the Krauss one. Yeah,
Krauss boasting to Epstein, we converted a Muslim into an atheist.
Yeah.
And then Epstein goes, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, you might as well just become a rabbi.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to have more of a difference than... So these little things, they take it like a big victory.
Yeah.
And us staying on our deen and being disciplined, and because compromat is when you use, women or people of the opposite gender to, get the person in a compromising position to eventually blackmail them with the footage or the information or whatever it is. It's called compromat. Yeah.
Is a honey trap the same thing?
Honey trap is very similar.
Right.
Exactly. So imagine somebody who has or is married, somebody who is content, because the Quran and the Hadith, they tell us about being content, about getting married, fulfilling our desires in the correct way possible, not believing like their priestly class don't get married, their nuns don't get married. So the question is, like, if they're the best men, the best women, who the hell is getting married then?
Wasn't Mother Teresa in this as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, she was, man.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
No,
she
Mother
was.
Teresa, there's stories about her, bro.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah, how the people allegedly, again, kids were chained up in that kind of...
Bro, it's in the files.
SubhanAllah,
Madness.
Mad.
Madness. So when you see this, it depends what lens you see it with. If you see it from this lens, that look, so many atheists have been implicated. The people that are, dithering on their religion and saying, I might as well become an atheist. Well, this is what the atheists are doing. You know what I mean? This is what they think about people when they leave the religion. This is, the sort of mentality that they have pertaining Islam. Islam is something that is a threat, not a threat like I mentioned as they portray it in the media, but a threat ideologically to them, literally, because they want to make people depraved, having intercourse and doing whatever, so you can get compromise on people, you can get them in compromising positions, you can blackmail them. I mean, that's a whole episode of Black Mirror is exactly that. They were blackmailed based on the footage that the hackers were able to get through the webcam. What if you're not doing that sort of stuff? You have an extra sexual desire. Islam permits you to get married to multiple women. You know what I mean? Islam gives you solutions for so many things. Part of our faith.
It's a prison system, right?
Yeah.
It's a prison system where they want your whole life to be controlled. Like, for example, when you get a mortgage, you're in that mortgage for 30 years. You can't get out of it. It's the riba system. Again, Islam doesn't want you to get in the riba system. This is something that we don't know. Like the gambling thing, bro, the gambling industry, every football club, bro, is sponsored by gambling companies. Alcohol as well. But next season, the gambling's going to stop. They've banned it. So next season, the clubs can't be sponsored by gambling organizations.
Okay.
And I asked this question: how comes all of the football clubs are sponsored by gambling organizations? Because they make so much money of people losing that money.
Yeah.
It's a control system, and it's like it goes back to the kind of the time of Fir'aun. Fir'aun had this control. He had slaves. Everyone was doing everything from, he thought it was God, astaghfirullah. It's like they want another version of that, where they want everybody in society to be controlled by this narrative of, I've got a house, check. I've got Netflix, check. I've got my mobile contract, check. I've got this, I go to the pub, whatever, got like this. Muslims are completely opposite to that. So we're a threat to them, like you said, my bro, in every facet of their beliefs, their ideologies, and every way that they're trying to portray. That's why when he says to Epstein, I turned a Muslim into an atheist, and he's like, bro, what's one Muslim going to do? We're looking at the bigger picture. We're trying to tell them to change their Quran. How many people have you heard, even Muslims, say, we need to update the Quran?
Yes,
Astaghfirullah. You know how the Bible changes every month? Yeah, it's like, how, let's change it. Even the hadith, they talk about the hadith. Oh, I don't believe in the hadith. I believe in just the Quran.
Quranists,
Every way is a systematic way for them to try to break the deen. But you will not break the deen, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the protector of this deen.
Absolutely, bro.
Because you guys already did that kind of element. I want to ask you guys a quick question, completely off topic, right? One thing, you guys are going to think this is random, but one thing I really like about Judaism, is Sabbath. It's the fact that they are supposed to, but the day where they just dedicate, because obviously this is all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But then obviously it was being changed and all that kind of stuff. But what do you guys think about Sabbath? I know it's a random question, but what do you guys think about Sabbath itself?
Are you wanting us to sort of compare it to the fact that we might not do enough on our own Sabbath? Or?
No. I give an example. Like when they talk about their Sabbath, they're giving themselves on that day fully to God, right?
Yeah, there's no electronics.
No electronics. That's a once a week. They're completely dedicating themselves. Like, for example, as Muslims, we do have Jummah and all that, but we go Jummah and then we go about our normal day.
Yeah.
And then we've got Ramadan. We've got that for 30 days or whatever. And then whatever. But it's like, what do you think about that one day they have a week that they're just giving everything to God, for example?
But you know what's interesting about that? And then the Quran talks about this as well, and I don't want to say things that are going to get me in trouble, but even that day, bro, because the rules are so rigorous, right? There's so many loopholes that they've built into it.
Nah, that's anti-Semitic, bro.
Is it? No, it's not.
Nah, that's anti-Semitism, bro.
No, it's not.
I think you should apologize to the Jewish community.
No, because I spend a lot of time in Jerusalem, a lot. And
this classic, I've got Jewish friends. There we go.
And I see it on a regular basis. Like they've got certain devices that create the energy for certain things, for things to be. So there's lots of ways around it. Even the wig wearing, for example, like
they have to wear hijab, innit?
Yeah, but it's like it's a wig that looks almost identical too. So there's and I spoke to a rabbi about this. I was on the plane to Jerusalem and I was speaking to a rabbi about this, and he was like, the way that our community have made so many loopholes around what's supposed to be, religious or what's supposed to be sacred, And so I think the essence of what you're talking about
Yeah.
definitely is like, that you kind of the phone is away. It's almost like an etikaf once a week type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I definitely get that.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That kind of element it's quite cool, But obviously, in Jerusalem, it's funny. They were talking about the Sabbath, and they've got a lift, bro.
Yeah,
which constantly doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So just every level it stops at, so you don't have to press the button.
Yeah.
And I remember I was watching a documentary of some Jewish guys in Russia, and they're like, it's Sabbath there, and the cameraman, he looks at the cameraman, he goes, "Are you Jewish?" And he goes, "No, I'm not Jewish." He goes, "Can you turn the light on for me?"
Yeah. See what I mean?
And even when there was the pro-Palestinian marches taking place, and then you had certain kind of rabbis from Stanford Hill that came down in support of Palestine.
Yeah.
They came and they gave their speeches and everything, and they actually couldn't go back
Because of the day of Sabbath.
Yes,
because it was Sabbath.
Yeah.
So they were walking back,
Yeah.
and the Muslim community appreciated their sacrifice so much. They said, "We're going to walk with you." So it was like a big sea of people walking. And it was just so beautiful to see.
It seems like it's so wasted, because bro, when I've come into from Jahiliyyah, when I was guided back, my love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only thing that gets me through life. So when I look at this day of Sabbath, and that's why I was asking the question, is that it's quite a cool day. You're just it's just dedicated. Like, for example, obviously I'm not saying they're doing it, but imagine if that was the moment we had as well. But we can have that as well, of course. We could do it in our private time. But it's really interesting you say that about, the Muslim solidarity and all that kind of stuff. It's proper respect, man, of the communities and all that. I saw Diddy doing an interview with the rabbi once, and this rabbi was a proper savage, bro. He's like, "So you can't do interest?" And he's like, No. But we can give it to others.
Yeah. But in saying that, just quickly off the back of it, because in like certain Muslim countries, I used to live in Saudi for a while, and there was like Fridays is a day off. So your week runs Sunday to Thursday, right? So you get Friday, Saturday off. So Jum'ah was actually like, how it almost in the hadith is described as Jum'ah should be like Eid.
Okay, wow.
Bro, it actually used to be like that. It was
MashaAllah.
brilliant. People used to wake up in the morning, like you could smell bukhur in everyone's houses, like at that time,
man.
right? You get out, you put on your best clothes, because you're off, everyone's off. Even for that morning, even if you work somewhere, all the shops are closed.
Sounds
as well.
like Eid, man.
Bro, custom, it feels like Eid.
subhanallah.
So you wake up, you all go to the masjid, all the smaller masjids are closed,
Okay.
right? So the only Jamia mosque is open. So everyone
okay,
has
okay,
to go to the
okay,
Jamia
okay.
mosque. So you go to the Jamia mosque, everyone's out there, you finish. Bro, there's stalls outside, people selling like misworks and thobes and man, and just everyone's together and people are chatting, and then they go off and do their day, and you still got like 1 or 2 hours before the shops open.
Amazing.
And bro, so that place, I felt like Jum'ah was
Allahu
Jum'ah.
Akbar.
So
Allahu Akbar.
it exists in certain places. I
amazing.
think beautiful.
In Dubai, they've changed that though now.
They have,
They've changed the working week, man. They've taken it that way.
They have, because obviously the
All
economy is not. I mean, we're followers rather than leaders, and when you become followers, then you start compromising and giving away things that actually make you stand out. Unfortunately and sadly, just like that woman was giving away a part of the Kaaba just to appease herself to this individual. Who knows?
Who is this woman anyway, man?
Apparently, he's a UAE businesswoman. But the honorary mention that I want to give when it comes to the Epstein files is my main man. Of course, he and his government have banned me in India, so this podcast won't be going to India. However, it's of course Modi Sarkar, the Prime Minister of India.
Yes.
Modi Sahab.
Mr.
Because
Modi.
apparently, according to the Epstein files, he was in Israel singing and dancing for the President of the United States.
Oh, wow.
So what are your thoughts about that, ladies and gentlemen?
I'll let you lead on that.
Because India is a very patriotic country. They are very like, here he is coming down the stairs of the aeroplane. Here he is shaking. Look, him and the Chinese president shook hands 20 times. Like that's something that's big on their 24-hour news channels. But they're oddly quiet about this, or very dismissive, Khalid Saab.
Yeah, but like just going back to something, I will address the Modi thing as well.
You have to, brother.
I keep calling him Modi. That's the Punjabi in me, and it keeps calling him Modi.
Modi.
It's Modi, but it's Modi. But look, for every good there is going to be bad, and for every human that does good, they're going to have vices, right? That doesn't change for any group of people. Instead, it increases. When you are more seen within the public eye, you have to then close your circles down. You have to then make sure that if you're doing something or you want to let your hair down or whatever it might be, whether it's halal or haram, you can only be around people that you trust. That's what this club is. Like you said earlier, it's a club and you're not invited. It's because these people are so well known across the whole world. Leaders, Modi, for example, the leader of India, is one of the biggest populations on planet Earth, right? where are you going to be able to let your hair down? Not that he's got much, but where are you going to let your hair down and enjoy yourself unless it's with a group of people who are on the same level as you, within that closed environment, that closed club?
No, but that's a contradiction in its asal, because he wasn't letting his hair down. Even there, he was seen as someone subservient, someone pathetic. I get that. I'm coming to that. Get on stage, you brown guy.
I'm coming to that.
So sing and dance for us.
No, I'm coming to that. But what I'm saying is these people have these types of networks where they can do these things away from the public eye, and now it's been leaked a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, does this boil down? Killing the
vibe. I was hoping for a Modi roast, bro.
No, I'm getting there. I'm trying to make sense of the situation as well, which is at the end of the day, whether you are, this is all to do with, there is like a Western white supremacy undertone to this. He just is the dancing monkey in this situation.
There we go.
Right?
Thank you.
Because you're the leader of this massive nation that's a nuclear power, but tu stage te jaake mujra kar.
There we go.
You're still a brown man.
You're still a kanjar. Tu kanjaran da kaam kar. And that's so degrading at that point.
You're gonna get subtitles.
Bro, sorry.
This doesn't deserve subtitles.
But as in, you're still, you are there to perform for our bidding.
Yeah.
Go and do it. And how embarrassing is that?
You want some extra trade contacts? Yeah, do that second number from
that little dance. Yeah, do that little dance.
I was going to say Dillian Mendy.
Yeah.
Add some, what do you call those kongrus?
Changer. You put in the changer on the
What do you call it in English though?
Like bracelets with little bells on them.
Yeah, put that on his ankles and get him to dance. Aaj main nachunga.
Someone on AI is going to create someone's going to create an AI of it. If they haven't, please create one.
Today, I'm going to dance for my master. I'm going to dance for Trump.
But that's it though, isn't it? That's exactly what it is. You're dancing to someone's tune, but at the end of the day, these people in power are dancing to something else's tune, and that tune is the tune of Iblis, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what this reference to Baal and Moloch and all of these other things, it's all to do with that.
Yeah. But how comes Netanyahu didn't have to dance? How comes Trump didn't have to dance?
He's told you already.
Yeah.
They look at the brown man as an inferior. It doesn't matter who you are, how big of a leader you are, to how many people.
Doesn't matter.
You're still a brown person.
Yeah, just get on that stage. Yeah. So I think I can increase trade by 3%. Get on that stage.
And the person.
I want to know if Rahat Fateh Ali Khan was there.
But the person who wasn't willing to dance, that's a brown man, is now sitting rotting in jail.
Yeah.
And this is why this man was put in jail, and then all of this stuff
started. Do you know what they said about Imran Khan?
Do you see that? This is what I'm saying, bro.
That he's more of a threat than, I think they named a couple of leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like big leaders. And they said he's more of a threat than them.
You see?
So imagine when you're mentioned by your enemies and they mention you as a threat rather than as an ally. And that's what you want to be.
Bro,
you want Epstein to be afraid of you.
Yeah.
So this is why I used to say to people, the success of Umar ibn Khattab's Khilafah was because he had lived a life previously.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew what that life was. So when he's now got power, he's like, bro, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I want this now. I want the proliferation of my deen and the goodness of my people. That's what this guy's like, bro. I've been there, bro. The things you dream of, I've done.
Yeah.
I've captained my country. That the people used to have posters of. I've married those people.
Yeah.
Come get off me, bro. Like you haven't got nothing on me.
You know what's crazy though? They told him to sing, and he was
go back to Musi, bro.
Bro, I can't give
up. It'd be so amazing if he sang one of my nasheeds.
Imagine if Marisa was in Epstein files.
I'm going to say that I was going to say,
exactly.
No one will say his ringtone was smart. Jannah.
Bro, imagine if Epstein used to listen to some of your tracks and you ended up in the fires, bro.
Listen, there could be a chance. There could be a chance.
That would have been crazy.
We've still got like 2.5 million bars to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, what was crazy was Modi was on stage, he was singing, but that wasn't enough for them. They go, something missing. You want to give us a bit of a dance?
But the geezer can't even speak English properly. So what was he singing to? Was he singing Muhammad Rafi to? Ye dunya, ye mahfil. Mere kaam ki.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that image, bro, I can't get that image out of my head, bro. Just all of them just sitting there with their cocktails and whatever, with their kids or whatever, and there's
laughing at him.
You're Modi on stage flipping.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Like Squid Games. You know when they're just watching?
Yeah.
Watching this nut job on stage and dancing all that kind of stuff.
But here's what was very crazy, because we mentioned about Elon Musk, yeah. But Elon Musk, it's as if he knew he was going to be implicated in this. And you know what he did a few years ago? What did he do? He was one of the main players, if not the main player, that reignited this whole grooming debate.
Yeah.
And then Tommy took it on board, and then we had the Southport riots and all of that sort of stuff, when the killer was actually Axel Ruda-Cabana, who was actually from Wales and who was a Christian, frankly.
He was non-Muslim.
He wasn't a Muslim, but they thought that he was a Muslim. And they started attacking mosques and all of these sorts of things. So what they do is every something is a confession.
Yeah, every accusation is a confession.
Every accusation is a confession.
And they muddy the waters, right? It's so much information being thrown out that they're like,
That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're telling you, and remember, they constantly keep saying that, legacy media is lying. Legacy media is lying. Twitter is the truth. All that kind of stuff. Imagine, I'll just buy Twitter.
Exactly.
And I will just put myself up. Every time if you open Twitter, he's one of the first people you see. I don't even follow the guy. Because he's just there, always saying some lie, But what a great way for him to get the biggest, because Twitter is probably one of the biggest news platforms, unfortunately, in the world right now. Unfortunately.
I don't use it.
Unfortunately.
Should I use it or not?
It's crazy.
It's
people keep saying it's like a cesspit, and it's like
it's a cesspit, bro. It's a cesspit. It's a cesspit.
You have to kind of go in there with goggles and protection and everything. And
I've showed my
when
wife
you come out, you have to take a shower, and
bro, I'm on it. You're looking at the news, football news, and straight down you see something filth. It's just, and you're not even following it. Before you'd follow accounts that you're looking at, they're just bringing anything up for you, and you're like, what the,
But this is it.
Shout out to Upscrolled, which is a new platform that's been created by a Palestinian that's supposed to counteract TikTok being bought by Larry Ellison and of course Elon Musk spewing his filth on X. So Upscrolled is the one that all the kind of brothers and everybody is pushing, and everyone's kind of got a thing on there. So see if you can jump on there as well.
I didn't even know about it. So how long has it been going for?
It's been definitely for the last month. Everyone's been pushing it. Feed, flipping, all the brothers are jumping on it.
Is it like a TikTok thing? Or
it's very similar to X.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I
very
don't
similar
call
to
it X, bro. I call it Twitter.
You call it Twitter. Yeah. Well, there you go. So. Anything else before we kind of wrap up and we give our book recommendations and quotes, or anything you guys want to add that we missed?
I just think people should go back to when they read. Look, Ramadan is coming up, right? Soon you're going to be engaging with the Quran a lot more. Read the stories of those prophets who had to deal with, mass communities that would worship things other than Allah. And watch the way the interactions take place. Watch how they're worshipping those things, what type of people are worshipping those things, how Allah then deals with them. And there's lessons in that. So take rather than taking the surface level lessons, which you're going to take from it anyway, try to go underneath it a little bit and see how does that relate to the day and age we're living in now? How is that playing out right now? The story of Ilyas, does that play out now? Like I mentioned, the 450 priests that they had, are they like the influencers of our day? How does it marry up? Because the Quran has answers for all ages and all times. It's timeless, and it will give you those answers, inshallah.
Same thing, my brothers and sisters. I would say, look, study the story of Musa alayhi salam. His story is literally of this false god who was leader of so many people, enslaved so many people, and this man came, the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was somebody who came from, all the prophets came from something. They weren't born pious, they lived life, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then allowed them to be prophets. And Musa alayhi salam's story, again, it reflects the society that we're living in. This kind of, they want a control system. The new world order. They want that. They want everything in one system. I was listening to quickly before we go. I was listening to a woman.
Why were you listening to a woman?
The great granddaughter of Rothschilds, right? And she was talking about her great grandfather. And he goes, his sons, he made them go into Europe, and then they controlled the banking system. And she said, I can't believe it's true. She goes, one time you couldn't have a war without us being involved in it, And it's really interesting that they just tell you now.
They do.
They just tell you everything.
And I'm not going to thingy that, but part of that is also when you give an agreement with whatever shayateen you've given it to. And look how Allah uses the word shayateen. He's not just saying it's Iblis everything.
Yeah.
Iblis has a whole boardroom
Oh, no, yeah,
of
millions,
these
bro.
big timers,
Yeah,
like these Baals and Molochs or whatever they Asmodees. These are big timers that work there.
Did you say Modis?
No. He's transfixed on Modi, I'm telling you, bro.
He is obsessed with Modi.
Modi, no my phone. I'm
did he
going to
say?
phone him for you and say, listen, he wants to know what song you sang.
Bro, what
That's
did he
it.
say before? He goes, when you're talking about something too
want
much,
a
there's something
recording.
happening. You know that?
I want a recording of that session.
I reckon
when he
he's
was
got posters
dancing.
of
for
Modi.
his
I bet you can
masters.
find it on there. He's probably, there's a...
I reckon you got bare posters of Modi in your house, innit?
Bro, that guy.
Thumbs up.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm actually disappointed because I used to have a regular kind of responding to or talking about the Indian media and stuff like that. But that content's come down significantly.
Okay.
I need to bring it back up.
Maybe this will help you.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But just quickly on that last point. So what they want you to do, the shayateen want you to openly tell the people what you're doing. And so it's so brazen and so outlandish that no one's going to actually believe it, but then you do it.
Yeah.
So if you look at all the movies, they foreshadow things that are about to come because they're showing you
Yes.
the kufr that they're about to commit.
Yes, yes.
So watch out for that.
And
as
that's
well.
why in Islam we have to hide our sins.
Yeah,
Because when you talk about your sins, people were like, you know what, let me do it.
Let me,
Let
he's
me
doing it. I'll try it.
Musicians do it all the time.
Yeah.
There was, sorry, my bro, quickly one thing.
Yeah.
There was an interview with Bruno Mars once. He's a very big musician, and he was on Radio 1. And they go, so Bruno, how'd you become so big so quickly? He went quiet. No word. He went quiet. And he goes, I sold my soul to the devil. They all started laughing.
Yeah.
And bro, he didn't say how.
Yeah,
They just moved. He moved on.
But he stayed nonchalant with that probably, and it didn't even
They
laugh.
all
didn't-
laughed.
Yeah.
He went,
man.
I sold my soul to the devil.
Mad.
And then they went, laughing. And you know, like when someone goes, no, I'm only joking, you know?
Yeah.
They just carried on talking.
Mad.
And see, there's people think that selling your soul to the devil is a devil coming to you. Devil's too big for you, man.
Too big. Thank
Relax,
you very
it's
much.
too big for you, man.
It's too big
Don't
for
come.
you.
He thinks
Yeah.
he's a stuffer. He thinks he's something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sends his minions to you,
Yeah,
and they'll make you do compromising things, just like going back to Epstein.
100%.
If you catch someone in a compromising position
Yep.
and you film them like Mr. Modi doing the bangarana shit, what's happening? You know, so you know, like how I brought it
how you
back.
brought him
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
Just
for
we'll leave
you.
it on Modi, innit? Leave it on Modi, innit? Yeah. Jai Hind.
All right. All right. So the last couple of segments, which is the quotes, and then we'll do our book review. So my quote is, if you pray for flowers, don't be surprised when it starts to rain. And this is something that obviously affects everybody. People should be cognizant of this, that if we want Jannah, then expect challenges.
Yeah.
Challenges are a part of life. And sometimes we want, and we're constantly trying to make the world idealistic into a paradise. This world will never be paradise.
Yeah.
Even if there's something good, there'll be something negative attached to it. Even if there's negative, there'll be something positive attached to it. Create that mindset where you know that, you know what, this dunya is filled with holes, it's filled with tests. And yes, some goodness is happening. Say Alhamdulillah for that goodness. But don't think that goodness is going to last, because that's just the nature of this world. And the more we kind of drill that in, inshallah, the more it will be beneficial for us. Who wants to go next?
Lovely.
Sets up expectations, so you don't expect too much. Sometimes it's useful. My quote is from Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, and it kind of ties into all of what we're talking about, and people can take this and help that to sort of reflect on their own life and what's happening in their own life. She wrote,
What did the Qudi say?
she said, "I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend. Make me happy, and I shall again be virtuous."
It's moaning again, huh?
This guy, bro. Let's talk about Modi. You'll be happy.
Exactly.
You should have done a Modi
Basically,
quote.
I should have done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Donald Trump.
His English is funny, isn't it? I don't want to knock anybody. But by the way, can I clarify one thing about Pakistan, bro? Because you threw me under the bus.
Yeah.
Pakistan's a beautiful country. The people of Pakistan are amazing. We talk about the government, innit? Yeah, the government, they're scumbags. Don't go there. Don't even try to throw me under the bus. You let me. You know how I love my Pakistani country, mashallah, tabarakallah. The people are beautiful. I didn't see.
This guy,
I did not cuss Pakistan. I love Pakistan. Alhamdulillah, Pakistan's a double.
Why are you clarifying that?
No, because
it's
it was
not
on
the
my
people?
mind, because I know what you doing it. You threw me under the bus.
yeah.
The government, scumbags. Yeah? We're not talking about the people. People are amazing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless Pakistan, guide Pakistan, and wake them up, man.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Look at this guy's face. He just wants to talk about money again, isn't it? Yeah?
He's waiting in the wings.
He's an undercover. I reckon he's an undercover Indian agent.
I'm looking for any opportunity to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
You guys think I'm an Indian agent?
No,
Or
I don't.
some
I don't.
crappy Indian
That's
agent.
subliminal, isn't it? Reverse psychology, brother.
This is it.
Probably been banned by the government of India.
How they banned you? What they done? What they
Now
said?
my channel's banned in India.
That's mad.
Really?
Yeah.
All of them.
No, my main channel's banned.
So did they send? How did you find out?
Because they send you an email saying that, you know what, you've been banned by, and then it tells you who, and then you get a bunch of Indians saying we can't see your channel
Oh, wow.
Really?
on Instagram and DMs and stuff like that.
Can they watch it through VPNs?
Yeah, but VPN is too heavy on the computer.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, who's got the next quote? Yeah.
So for my quote is from my book, The Softening the Heart. So the quote is from a man asked Yahya ibn Mu'ad, when can I enter the store of reliance and wear the uniform of the Zahids and sit among them? He answered, when your training of yourself reaches such a point that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to suspend all sustenance from you for 3 days, it would not weaken your spirit. So basically, the meaning is that a Zahid is someone who gives himself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. About the kind of element of, as believers, we're living in the dunya, but we have to understand this dunya is a very temporary stopover. And we are ultimately working for our akhirah. And we have to put all our faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's saying that and sustenance, by the way, with sustenance, he means everything.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't mean no food. He means lights, food, nothing. You got nothing for 3 whole days. Allah takes. What will you be by those 3 days? What will you be? That's the true Zahid. When things go from you, how you are. And we have to look at the stories of our prophets to understand that they were Zahids. They were true believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you go through hardship, you always have to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah's decree is the ultimate decree, and everything ultimately is going to be okay, inshallah.
You know, that is so powerful. Actually reminds me of a really good point. Modi sucks.
Oh my God.
Allahu Akbar.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Wallah, I knew it. I had a feeling. I thought there was going to be a good one coming.
We should call this a Modi's podcast.
Modi sucks. So let's go to our book recommendation now. My book recommendation is The History of the Quranic Text. So a lot of brothers that are in the da'wah field, they recommend this if you want to understand how the Quran was compiled, because obviously we believe that the Quran has been perfectly preserved, and the Christians are rising and their go-to argument is saying, but what about this qira, what about this? So you got modes and recitations. So they will say, no, there's so many different versions. Oh, what about Abdullah bin Mas'ud's doing this or doing that? So this book, mashallah, is very comprehensive. And as you can see, I do my highlighting and I do my things, and alhamdulillah, even in the book as well. Very beneficial, very good. And it's definitely worth having in your home.
I'm going to get that, inshallah.
Absolutely.
Mine is a fiction book, so not as intense as the previous two. It's by an author that I've mentioned before, which is Umberto Eco. It's called The Prague Cemetery. It's just a nice little read about Freemasons and Illuminati and people in the higher echelons of your society, the 1%ers, and how they kind of get each other and do things to each other and compromise each other. Very similar to what's going on here. But sometimes
very similar to what they did to Modi, innit? Like how they made him dance.
I don't know what to say.
But yeah, it's very related and to what we're talking about. But I find sometimes these books are very interesting because that history is taken from very real things and it's put in there as fiction. Allahu Alam. It's like you said, it's for us to decipher between what's fiction and what's real.
Exactly. No, it sounds amazing, man. I need to read both. So
what's your book?
This is Zishan's fault. Basically, he didn't say you had to bring a physical copy of a book. So my book is on, I'm 21st century Bandayat.
Yeah. So I said, bring a book.
You didn't say bring a book. You said, listen, the book you're reading at the moment.
Yeah.
And now you told me to listen
the book
to
you're reading
all 3-minute voice note to prove that you're wrong. Anyway,
you know what's crazy? That reminds me of a word.
Don't say Modi.
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to say Modi.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Idom.
What's that mean?
You don't? Have you heard Idom?
Idiom.
No, Idom.
Idom. What's that?
That's
This idiom. I just realized.
That's Modi spelled backwards.
That's a good one.
Wallah, I clocked it. Just
I thought that's a good word as well. Anyway, mine is Softening of the Heart, Kitab al-Zuhd. by Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak. Basically, again, goes to my quote of the kind of the element of...
Yeah, I got that book as well. Fantastic.
It's an amazing book, man. It's changed my whole perspective of life, you know? Because, you know, when you go through a hard time, alhamdulillah, I just stumbled across it. You know, we're all going through hard times in our life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for everybody. I mean, and I came across this book and it just enlightened my view of life. How this life is a constant battle, a challenge. We're just striving for good for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have to understand that what is a believer? You know, we sometimes get lost in this kind of element that, yeah, we pray 5 times a day, alhamdulillah, we fast in Ramadan, we do, but there's more to it. There's more to it. We have to, you know, one of the most beloved acts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is helping your fellow brother or sister.
Yeah, man.
You know, if you're a sister, you help a sister. You know, but a brother helping a brother. And that means, by the way, if that brother said, look, I need you to go all the way to Venezuela or Russia or China, I need help. You go with that brother. We've lost that essence, especially as Pakistani men and our fathers and, you know, Bangladeshi, Indian, all that. When they came into this country, bro, everyone used to live together.
Yeah, man.
They used to go and pick up each other from the airport. Now you're like, yeah, listen, I've got a hotel, get an Uber, see you there. You know, where's that
What's wrong with that?
Khidmat, this guy.
No, I hear what you're saying. You
know what I'm saying?
No, you're paying for the Uber and the hotel. What's wrong with that?
But through that, they built a lot of communities.
Yeah.
That's how the communities were built this time.
He's telling you to sponsor Jannah. You know, there's a transition going there.
The scarf's off, that's it. He means business.
To Jannah.
You can't collect the uncle,
when I was young, I used to
do prank calls. Can wait in the hotel.
I used to prank calls. Let me tell you my story, bro. When I was young, I used to prank calls. Yeah, I used to call. I used to go, hello, uncle. Uncle, मैं शाहरुख खान बोल रहा हूँ. मुझे हीथ्रो से पिकअप कर लेंगे आप 3 बजे से. Every uncle will be like, कौन से terminal से?
That's not right, bro. You should be prank calling uncles, bro.
I was 12 years old. I prank called Modi. Happy?
Now he's happy. Now he's happy.
You happy?
Nah, that's not right, bro.
What, even Modi?
Nah, you can't be prank calling Modi, bro.
No?
Mr. Donald Trump.
Because if you prank called him, that means you got his number. If you got his number, why haven't you given it to me? On that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, lanat on people like Epstein and people that are fiddling with kids and that sort of stuff. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. We seek Allah's refuge and protection from that sort of depravity and disgusting behavior. And all of this sort of stuff should motivate us, should encourage us to become better Muslims, to find out about our religion, to become confident in our religion, to preach our religion. Because when you preach, it's not just letting other people know about the faith, it's reinforcing what you know. It's one of the ways of learning a topic. They say you learn a topic by teaching it to somebody else. That's pretty much what da'wah is. Sometimes the da'wah is actually more for yourself than it is for others. So yeah, let's keep it locked and loaded, and inshallah we'll try to be consistent. Give us your feedback. Let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to share, and inshallah, I think when I upload the podcast, within the first hour or something, I respond to the comments. So try to be early with that, and inshallah we'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.